Welcome back to the Talk of Radio show, the voice of the Jamaican youth coming to you live on Nationwide 90 FM. And if you're just joining us, happy World Radio Day! And World Radio Day is being celebrated today, and we are powered by the Jamaica National Commission for UNESCO. Can you imagine radio is 110 years old? And your radio fact right now is that at the global level, radio remains the most widely consumed medium.
Yeah, I just pulled up the stats from Deloitte, which is, a research company.
Yes.
Nearly 3 billion people worldwide listen to radio weekly.
Wow.
3 billion.
And it can be the person who has access to all the other social media and popular media to the person who only has access to a little beanie radio.
So when we say the reach global, we mean global.
And I just want to share, Christina, just one quick comment from the YouTube page. I see Marigold has written that many of our communities were built on radio series such as Dulcimina, Hopeful Village, The Fortunes of Floralee, and Lime Tree Lane, to name a few. This is history again we're getting on, because the only one I know on that list is Lime Tree Lane.
And also, I have never heard them in my life.
Ever.
I only hear them anecdotally from my parents. I don't know any of them, but that is crazy, We still have that knowledge of culture and heritage because it's a part of, you always hear people older than you talk about them, right?
But now we're being joined by math teacher, researcher, philanthropist, and a budding educational thought leader and a youth advisory council member for Jamaica, Mikiela Gonzales, and Aldon Currie, youth leader, and also they are both members of the UNESCO Jamaica Youth Network. Hi guys, hi Mikiela, hi Aldon, welcome to the Talk Up Radio show.
How are you guys doing?
We're good. All right, so let's jump in. Tell us a little bit about the UNESCO Jamaica Youth Network. What is it and what do you do as members? Starting with Mikiela.
Right, so hi everyone. Thank you again for having us. So, for the UNESCO Youth Network, we ensure that, young people have a space to talk about the issues, all of them that fall under, the main focuses of UNESCO. So we're talking about the humanities, we're talking about education, we're talking about science. And so, what we have done, just like when you think about any youth committee, we're trying to ensure that we're not just making decisions and then including our young people.
Right.
But what UNESCO has decided to do is why not bring young people to the table? Why not let them determine what their initiatives will be? Why not let them, shape what kind of impact they will have? And so, I guess I can, share the spotlight with Aldon for him to talk about some of the initiatives that I know even he helps us to spearhead. With some of his ideas like the mental health forum and the speed. So we even, had a activity which was like a speed mentoring, similar to speed dating. And I say that because I know Valentine's Day is tomorrow.
Right.
So we had a speed mentoring session, and we had, some very well-renowned persons there, and the young people, they got a chance to, as the name suggests, so you go around the table and you get to know the person. But, in a similar fashion to speed dating. And I'm pretty sure Aldon wants to add some, so I'll let him share.
Yeah, go ahead, Aldon.
All right. So, the Jamaica Youth Network, it in itself is amazing. It is the first of its kind right across the world in terms of UNESCO. So we literally would have set the standard. We have done many things. We now have the Ambassador and Volunteers program,
Okay.
which see us, engaging a lot of young people doing a series of projects. As Mikiela said, we would have done projects at Tree Planting Day project. We have our ambassadors, plan their own very different projects right across the island to execute the different things that they see fit, in terms of the SDGs,
Right.
along with other things. So it is strictly youth engagement, and I must say thanks to Minister Charles, who is our chairman and one of the brainchild of this whole thing.
I know, Aldon, you've done so much work in youth engagement, as you've been discussing for us just now, at the community level and the national level, and you even represented Jamaica at the 2019 Media Information and Literacy Conference.
In Sweden.
Wow.
Yes, Gothenburg.
In Gothenburg, yeah.
So,
Yes.
what's that experience with UNESCO JYN been for you? Not just, from the activities you've described earlier, but overall.
It has been a life-changing experience. It has been one that provided the means for, the ideas that I would have had, and the thoughts that I would have had to be able to come to fruition, just to be within that space among, great minds, other young minds. So, I mean, I can tell you about my experience in Sweden. I can tell you about the fact that, I had to represent Jamaica and Jamaica's youth in terms of media information literacy. And it brought a lot of things to the forefront of my mind, and a lot of it encouraged me, to want to do even more here in Jamaica.
That's powerful. And it's a big deal for us here talking about media information
Yes.
literacy. It's like, bread and butter, right? So we're very grateful that you're sharing about that. Mikiela, your work in STEM and with your MathWiz Academy is amazing, and we've definitely been talking about it here as well. You're doing some really good work. So just
Thank you.
tell us, what motivates you to want to play a role in Jamaica's development, and how has being a member of the UNESCO Jamaica Youth Network facilitated or supported that?
Yeah, two very big questions. In terms of just what makes me want to give back to Jamaica, I see so much potential, and I think I can start with myself. So it's like when I think about all the things I have been able to do with the little resources that I have, it just makes me feel so inspired and so encouraged to just want to include other young people, because, sometimes you think, okay, if I can do so much, what more could we do if we all join together? And so for me, what continues to inspire me, and a big part of that has come from the exposure that UNESCO has given to me, is, just being around other young people. I also was able to represent Jamaica, in 2019 at the Youth Forum in Paris, and just being around so many other young people who, I can tell you guys, if you think I am doing a lot, I can tell you that these young people around the world are doing some tremendous things. And
That is true.
it just makes you feel like, you're not too young to make a change.
Right.
You don't have to be rich to make a change. Like, it's just about having the passion. It's about unity. It's about being
And wanting
able
to make a change.
inspire. Right, exactly. And so, in terms of STEM education, first of all, that's how I think Minister Charles even knew about me, because I've been preaching about Jamaica and education and, the equal access to education. So anybody who knows me knows that that's what I will talk about on any platform and stage that I'm given. And so, as I said, UNESCO just consistently gave me a voice. Even if it was a small group in Jamaica or overseas, I feel like UNESCO has just really been true to their mandate of supporting young people, and not just in a way where, you say you're giving young people a chance, but I've literally seen them, as I said, this is another platform, because somebody else is going to hear about, the work that UNESCO is doing, is going to hear about the fact that you mentioned MathWiz Academy. So I am just forever grateful to UNESCO for all that they have done for me.
And just the passion and drive in which Mikiela is speaking, Christina. Just last November during Youth Month, she was also a panelist during the YACJ, the Youth Advisory Council Forum, and she'd have spoken about some of these things as well, about the equal access to education. But I'll start with you first, Aldon, and then Mikiela. Why would you encourage other young people to get involved with the UNESCO Jamaica Youth Network, and how could they if interested?
Okay. I'd encourage young people, to get involved, because this is one of the platforms that allows young people to have their voice being heard, allow young people to make a change, to be a part of a change. And how can young people get involved? They can get involved when the applications for the Ambassadors and Volunteers program opens.
Yes.
And as soon as that is open, persons can apply.
Mikiela?
Right. So I definitely agree. You can also reach out to us on social media, at, the UNESCO Youth. And I would also say, yes, we're waiting on applications to reopen, but, sometimes you can still just reach out. Maybe we're in a project and you want to be a part of it. We're more than welcome. We don't turn back anybody simply because you're not part of the program.
Right.
Before then, you can try just to see if, any of our initiatives align with what you want to do. I would definitely also want to encourage other young people just to be involved, whether it's through UNESCO. I think UNESCO is a great avenue, especially because of the international influence that they have. And I know a lot of persons, sometimes for me, I know my exposure just to be in other countries, when I went to the forum, I learned so much just about how education, for example, which is what I'm passionate about, how does that look in other countries? What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? And just that exposure allowed for me to make even better recommendations, in terms of how I approach my educational solutions in Jamaica. And the truth is, until you get exposure, sometimes your perspective is just limited. So I would say to any young person, just broaden your horizon, and sometimes that doesn't take you literally having to go and travel. The fact that myself and Aldon have done it, we have brought back the knowledge. And so sometimes you just want to put yourself around other young persons who have the knowledge, have the experience,
Right.
and that could also be your avenue to exposure.
I'm just so loving the work of UNESCO Jamaica Youth Network. I think if my memory serves me right, our other co-producer, Andrew Currie, was also a part of this network at one time. Yes, she's around there nodding her head and her face start get pink. Yes, Andrika, I remember.
No, but Malik, let me one up, and bring this full circle. I just last month or a couple months ago did a forum with UNESCO as well.
Boy, look like people are running back into this UNESCO Jamaica Youth Network.
Media information and literacy. And Aldon, you're lucky we could have meet up at Sweden because I was invited to that one too.
Talk up. So Aldon
So,
and Mikiela,
UNESCO doing so much for youth
Reach,
voice
yes.
all across Jamaica. So I love hearing you guys' experiences, especially when Mikiela says sometimes you don't even know the possibility of the things that you can do until you hear other youth say, yeah, I only had $50 and I was doing this in my community. Trust me.
Absolutely.
It's so important.
And then, a big part of Talk Up Radio's mission regarding the Sustainable Development Goals and even our mission overall is to, encourage young people to be a part of various initiatives. How are you taking the action in your own ways, Mikiela and Aldon, apart from just UNESCO, to
With
get
the
young
SDGs.
people, to get young people involved and engaged with the SDGs?
All
Right.
so
I don't know. Yeah.
You go
Aldon, you can go. No, you can go.
All right, go
Alright, so-
Aldon and then Mikiela.
I mean, COVID has, put us in a position to now be creative and to, try to be engaging, along the protocol lines. So last year, I thought, I need to be doing something. So what I did, I came up with an idea to have a FIFA competition.
Okay.
Now, this is where you have young persons play game, yes, football game.
Yeah.
Within the Brompton and Crawford and Middle Quarters areas of St. Elizabeth. And I can tell you, it was amazing. They came out, and, we have them in different spaces, and it was just lovely. You're talking about young people who just wanted an avenue to, not be doing particular things. Young people who would have been using their time in some of the most illicit ways.
Right.
So it was something that created a natural buzz. It got their attention, and they're looking forward to doing it, because what I would like to see is for a partnership with EA Sports, to give them a platform to be able to be something bigger, within EA Sports, from Jamaica here, and to go abroad.
And when we even look at that, Christina, that's goal 3, good health
Exactly.
and well-being through the exercise and the activity that could get involved
So
in as
many
well.
goals in that.
Yeah.
Mikiela, quickly, because we have to go to that break, but I definitely want to
Yes.
hear this.
Yes, completely. Thank you, guys. So for me, again, I'm going to have to speak about education and just, the impact that it has been, that COVID has had on, our education system in Jamaica and our children. So for me, what I've been doing, you made mention earlier about Masteries Academy, which I am the CEO of, guys, and that's a tutoring company online. Mm-hmm. But the part of it that I've specifically used, I think, to inspire and encourage other young persons is that, I've been having free marathons. Apart from paid classes, I've been really encouraging myself and other young persons especially to allow us to have free marathons for children, especially because
Quality
they're not
education.
transitioning right. They're
Goal
not
4.
transitioning very well to the education space, and it's just if you know you have the knowledge and you have the time and you can make that impact, then why not? And so I've really just been trying to re-inspire persons in terms of just the profession of being a teacher, trying to make it look fun, look attractive, because I feel like if we have more quality teachers going into that space, then we'll also have students who are coming out who enjoy it because they know that their teachers enjoy it. So it's just quality education for me. I think I've just been trying to inspire those around us to all step up in whatever way that we can.
Thank you so much, Mikiela and Aldon, for sharing about your work and what you've been doing with the UNESCO Jamaica Youth Network. All right, guys, we have to take a break. When we come back, we'll be doing more on Talk Up Radio's World Radio Day broadcast, powered by the Jamaica National Commission for UNESCO.